Hey guys, what's going on, man? This is the MRC Santana Junior kit. Worked pretty much all day today and a few hours yesterday and the night before. Did the diffs, front and rear diffs first, and the shocks, and then today kind of put everything together. Man, I gotta say, I didn't think I was gonna want to have this wing, and I know you can't really tell from the paint. It's still a little odd to me, but I thought, what the heck, I'll put it on there and see what it looks like. Again, without some paint, it's a little tricky to see whether or not that's gonna work out. But I don't know. It's growing on me, and the body, the body in general. It looks good on the car. It didn't look great in the box. This guy had a few surprises during the assembly that, kind of jumped out at me. Let's see. First thing, the kit was, I guess, missing. This is very minor stuff. These little screws here, they're kind of the countersunk screws, so I had to use a set, similar length, just happened to have. I was gonna say, man, like, and I know I've mentioned before, thank God they got like just mountains of random screws for a situation like that. I can't imagine, like, this being the very first kit you ever built, and just not having anything and having to stop the build, waiting on two screws. Not to mention where do you get them? But anyhow, so no big deal there. The shocks, they're plastic body, but they've got the metal cap, top and bottom, and getting these screwed onto that plastic body was an absolute nightmare for 3 of the 4. I mean, they just really kicked my ass. I'd get them on there, get them started, and then it felt like they were cross-threading or something. And oh my God, I was just so scared I was going to end up stripping the threads or cracking or, whatever. I don't know why they finally went together. It wasn't because of any skill I had. I just kept at it. But, the shocks themselves are really super smooth, man. I'd say the springs in the rear are a little stiff, but the action is very smooth. Pretty impressed with those. Like I say, this is kind of the lower end offering, I think. Tires, it just sort of looks like, if I hadn't seen it on the box, it just looks kind of like a mishmash to me, like I borrowed some from one kit and then had these other ones, but apparently that's how they decided to go with it. Not horrible, it just sort of looks like, I borrowed these. There's a lot of things on this car that sort of looks like it was borrowed from another car. For instance, that rear shock tower. I don't know what it is about how it mounts up there. It just sort of looks like, I don't know how you'd say it. It is the style there just looks kind of off to me. Holy shit, I think my cat's getting in a fight in the living room with a cat outside. So there could be some weird noises. Anyhow, so we'll pop the body off real quick. Man, I really talk too much. Oh yeah, I did put a little hole up there in the top so that speed control could get a little air. I'm saying that really, it just happened to be a good spot to mount it, and the body wouldn't quite sit flat. So these little Speedos in my cars, you know, with the kind of driving I do, don't ever get hot. But the body was not too bad to cut out. That went pretty quick. Everything mounted on there. You know, not too much trouble. What else kind of gave me some trouble? Oh yeah, there's some screws back here. Well, there's ball ends. This ball end in here for the upper control arm, it's kind of fuzzy. What was the deal with that? It was supposed to look like this one here. The trouble is, these are just, you know, posts. Oh wait, where are they? Okay, sort of like these ball ends that the shocks are attached to. They were supposed to be, you were supposed to thread some into that upper control arm, you know, I guess on the upright or whatever. And there was just nothing in there to bite on either side. So I flipped them or whatever. It just, the hole was way too big to begin with. So luckily I had some from a Schumacher. I know this is a bad video. A Schumacher cat kit that happened to be just the right size. Wow, it's real fuzzy. And had to run a screw through all the way with a nut on the other side. You know, that was kind of a bummer, but I don't think you'd really even notice. But yeah, both sides were that way, so I'm not sure what the deal was there. Got that little motor put in. Using these standoffs, this kit came with that, so you could use a stick pack in place of the, you know, a saddle pack, which I think for this is perfect. And it clears the belt down there. You'll notice I still don't have belt covers. I'm not sure if this thing's gonna run or not, but I promise you guys I'll put those on there before I do, if I do. I did put the, you know, the spur pinion cover on, and man, this is one of the easiest ever. Like, it just slid in there with the two screws and went right on. You didn't have to take the shock off or the wheel off to get it out of the way or any of that stuff. So that was surprisingly simple to put on, which is usually my excuse most of the time for not doing it. But yeah, man, had an old, it's an old Sanwa SM631 servo. It just looked pretty old school. And I didn't have any of the newer ones to put on it. What else, man? Really, everything else was nice and smooth. I mean, I can't complain. I said that about the MRC MRX kit. Like, the plastics are great. It's very sturdy, very rigid. The drive line is pretty smooth. You know, the belt was in a bag for 30 years, kind of bundled up, and so it's got some wonky spots. I think after you know, a battery goes through it, everything will kind of smooth out. The front diff is you know, they're both gear diffs. The front one's a little tighter than the rear, just a little smoother, but overall, just, man, I thoroughly enjoyed building this car. It looks sweet. Even this, what I thought was a pretty goofy front bumper, it's kind of, you know, it's all right. At least it kind of has a little curvature to it. I thought it was just flat. It's kind of like people that wear their hat without kind of bending the bill or creasing it. It just, you know, if you're super cool, you can pull that off, but I can't. I can't think of anything else to say about it other than, like, you know, dude, you see one of these guys, come across one, do yourself a favor and snatch it up, because this is a cool ass car and very well made. You know, this being the, like I say, the lower end of you know, the options there. This is still a very well made car. You could upgrade this with a few you know, maybe some universals up front. Some, I wouldn't even mess with these shocks, man. There's, you know, at least run them till they explode, right? Otherwise you got, well, maybe some metal knuckles. Yeah, those probably aren't gonna last all that long. But yeah, great car, super fun to build. And I think that's it for now, man. I'll catch you guys next time, and I hope you enjoyed that. All right, take care.